Welcome to the Northeast Kingdom Voice. I'm your host, Scott Wheeler. Today's guests are here today to talk about the 70th annual Rotary Junior High Basketball Tournament. Welcome to the show, fellas.
How you doing, Scott?
I'll let you introduce yourselves. Start with Jude.
I'm Jude Smith. I ran the Rotary tournament for about 7 years before Sherry took it over. Right now, I'm on the committee. So.
And I'm Roger Carty. I'm the president of Rotary this year, and I've worked on the basketball tournament many years, even when Jude was running it, and so I go back a long ways. Even before I was a Rotarian, my wife is secretary of the club and has been for like 24 years, and I used to help her do some of the organizing back then as a non-Rotarian. So.
You're a local boy? Did you ever take part in it?
I played in the 8th annual Rotary Junior High basketball team tournament like 62 years ago. So it's I'm showing my age, but I played way back then. I've officiated in it for many years and been part of it with Rotary and in other ways for many years. So I've been involved with it for a long time.
62 years.
62 years, yeah.
Okay, so when is this tournament?
Starts on the 19th of February when the school vacation starts. Right now it'll be just at North Country Union High School. One of the things that involves the tournament is that you always have to look at the possibility of the high school team having a playoff.
Right.
So part of the planning, and Jude has gone through this before, is planning on jumping from the high school to the junior high and then back to the high school. So we start early because of all of the planning that takes place, particularly with scheduling.
So who takes part in this?
All the local junior highs take part. This year we have 30 teams, 30 junior high teams.
33.
33.
We added 3 more since.
When you say from the area, is it the county or the Northeast Kingdom, or?
These are all the county, outside the county. We even had a team in Florida.
Up to St. John's River. We did have a team from Florida come up from Florida for a couple of years.
How did that come about?
One of the locals, I forget the fellow's name, from North Troy. He moved to Florida, and in fact, I was running the tournament at the time, and we really weren't too enthused about them coming up, because we figured they'd bring up a bunch of ringers. But they came up, and it was great for the tournament. I remember the night they walked into the gym. You know, here's the first girl. It was a girls' team. The girl walked in. She was 6 foot tall, thin, and he says, "Oh no!" But we held them on against them.
Right. And you were a basketball player back in your day.
Oh, I played a little bit.
Because I remember I've seen a photo of you. Isn't there a photo going around of you taking a shot down at Linden State? I think I've seen that one.
I think that it does look like Linden State, but actually it's when I used to play for the Border Bandits, and we're playing against one of the teams up from Canada. But yeah, that was that was quite a few pounds ago and quite a few years ago.
Yeah, but you still look alike. You're still that same person. So how does the tournament operate?
Well, we start planning way in August. You know, setting up the scheduling and so on. And Sherry and Jude could maybe expand on this a little later, but Sherry puts out the letters to the schools to let the schools know we're in the planning stage. They start putting their teams together. The teams that come into play have to have played their whole school season as a team. There are a number of teams this year that aren't coming because they don't have enough players. If they join with another team at the beginning of the school season and play all year long, they're allowed to play for that team. But we put the word out, and of course we got quite a reputation tournament-wise over the years, and we get quite a few. Last year we had more than this year. We've got 33 now. We just picked up a couple here a little while ago, and so we put the word out, and you know, they come out of the woodwork, don't they?
What do we have, about over 60 games?
So you say you've built up quite a reputation. How is that?
There's no charge for the teams.
Okay.
They play free of charge. I don't know if there are any other tournaments around where teams play free of charge. Normally it costs $200, $300, $400 to enter a tournament. Kids come to the Newport Rotary tournament, they play free of charge.
Right.
We also emphasize sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, we have a sportsmanship award called the Gary Rowe Sportsmanship Award. And any of the people that have been involved with athletics, softball, baseball around the area know Gary Rowe was a local guy that was there to help in any way he could. And so they named the Sportsmanship Award for him after he passed away. And we give, what, a medal? We give one medal to a player on each team after every single game that exhibits true sportsmanship during the game. And I think our emphasis on team play and sportsmanship and character and discipline helps us attract teams, because they like to come into tournaments that emphasize those kind of things, that are learning tools for their players and their students. So these are all student athletes that gives them an opportunity to play against other teams of their own caliber. We have 3 divisions, A, B, and C division. And so they like coming to play in our tournament. You know, I think we treat them pretty good.
Now, what role does Sherry play in this?
She's the overall coordinator of the tournament. She's the one that sets the schedule up, contacts all the teams. She has a fairly big staff that helps her out, you know, with the scheduling and things like that. You know, the basketball tournament is one of our major fundraisers, but that's not our major goal. The major goal of the tournament is to instill sportsmanship and team play for the kids.
I will say this about Sherry. She's the one who contacted me, but she said she's not coming on.
No,
she says, no, I don't.
I'm her replacement.
Yeah, you're her replacement.
Sherry's not one that likes to talk about her accomplishments or our accomplishments. She's an organizer and a planner and a scheduler, and
She says she likes to work behind the scenes.
So we have, you know, guys like Mike Stanley who deal a lot with the scheduling and putting it together, and he's literally there all the time. I mean, that's like his home away from home. When the tournament's going on, you can always find Mike somewhere in the building. And his wife is on the committee, my wife's on the committee, Patsy Tompkins is on the committee. Can't remember who else, but we've got several others that are on there. Names will come to mind as we go through it, but we've been meeting for quite some time. We have our last meeting before the tournament starts this Thursday. Tomorrow. And all the final organization, scheduling officials, scheduling scorekeepers, scheduling people to keep the clock, scheduling the gym with maintenance workers on making sure tables are there and things are all set up, scheduling Rotarians to come in and work the food booth, because we have quite a food booth set up out in the hallway, and we have to man that throughout the tournament. So we started yesterday at our Rotary meeting with the scheduling of people who come in to work, and then you have to have money at the people at the door to collect the money. And so there's a lot of scheduling that goes on, a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that people never see. They think, you know, you snap your fingers and
it does take all the Rotarians. Everybody in the Rotary is involved.
That's true with a lot of events. Like I know the Robitels, who do the turkey trot every year in Barton for Thanksgiving. They said people don't realize that their planning almost begins for the next year, the day after Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And so there is a lot of. So just a little bit, what is the Rotary all about? So you know we can get a better understanding why this is important to you.
You know, we had a couple of the high school kids over at the Rotary yesterday, and they asked basically the same questions. Actually, the Rotary, I feel, is a community organization made up of most businessmen within the community. And I guess in a nutshell, that the idea of Rotary is to help the community in any way it can.
Are you, is Rotary surviving some of the changes? It's like, for example, the the Newport Chamber, they're having issues with membership, and how's the Rotary hanging in?
Oh, we have a great membership. We're 40+% women, and they have been a tremendous asset to the club. We have some great people in our organization. We have about 48 people now, with a couple others in the pipeline to become members. We've lost a few people that move away, change jobs, or out of the community, or change to a job where they can't get away for our noon meeting at lunch. But we have a great group of people. We do our motto is service above self. We have a Rotary in Motion committee that is responsible for coming up with projects and helping people in need. We have Jude is on a veterans committee that I started this year specifically to look for projects to help veterans. We do projects with the elderly. We started a literacy program with the library. We have a Warm the Children program, the Elia Marquis, and Marty Rhodes is the chair of that committee, but Elia Marquis and Kelly is another member of that committee. We have a couple other people that are involved with that also, and they get warm clothing, particularly jackets and stuff for needy kids at Christmas time. We have, dozens of projects like that. We do the Duck Regatta that brings in $20,000 or more. The basketball tournament brings in probably $10,000, $11,000, $12,000.
So where does the money go? Okay, you were talking about
back into the community.
Yeah.
Every single nickel. We are required by our guidelines with International Rotary and District Rotary that every single penny that is raised from the community must go back into the community. So when we have a Christmas party, none of that money comes from money raised by the community. It's all money that Rotarians pay for themselves or comes out of their pockets. So 100%, this is one of the things we're really proud about this tournament, is that 100% of all the money that comes into this tournament goes back to the community, 100%. And the brochure that I gave you, we have a lot of advertisers in the community that support this tournament. Many have supported it for years and years and years. And every nickel that they pay towards advertising in that brochure goes into the tournament, goes back into the community. So what we do is we encourage people who come over and participate to look at our brochure and go to those businesses and spend their money with those businesses, because those are the people who help make this a success. If we didn't have money from the advertising and money from the gate, we wouldn't be making a whole lot of money on this, because, as I said earlier, kids play for free.
Right.
We don't charge the kids.
Now, do you know of any kids who went on to be Rotarians years or decades later besides you?
Oh my goodness. That's hard to say, because so many people have come and gone. Dave Converse is a local guy, and he's a Rotarian. My wife is local, she's a Rotarian. Doug Spates is local. Elia Spates Marquis is another local person. Ellen Stanley. Yeah. You look at all these people that are Rotarians, are all local people that have come through the school systems here, most of them anyways. And we have some transfers. We just added a new member, M. Jerome Diamond, Jerry Diamond. Yeah. He's a Rotarian who transferred from Montpelier, because he's transferred up here. So he's a wonderful addition to our group. Candy Moot, who is down in the Montpelier Bay Area, she's a wonderful addition to our club. She's our foundation chair, running a program on drug and alcohol abuse that we started at the beginning of the year, and we're just getting underway. It's combined with Alcohol and Drug Awareness Month in April. So we've got a lot of things going on, and a lot of these people are local people that they see what Rotary does. They see that Rotary truly is service above self. People come for assistance, and it goes to the board, and it goes from there.
Now, is Lindy Palin, is he your most seasoned member?
He is.
Well, Jude and I'll let Jude tell you about this, but Jude and I have a deal with Lindy. We've got
we on Lindy's bucket list, is to play golf when he's 100.
Yeah, he's 93 or 94.
93. He'll be 100 on June 18th, 2021. And Roger and I are on his foursome to play golf when he's 100 with us.
And look how good he looks.
I tell you, I envy the guy. I really idolize Lindy. He's a good friend of mine, and he's a hell of a Rotarian. He's in great shape. You know, he's really a nice guy.
Too bad you couldn't get him to bottle that Fountain of Youth water and sell that, because you could probably generate. He was on this show, a couple guys, Joe Queen, and I think they both agreed that the secret to aging gracefully is starting off the day with a little bit of scotch.
That could be, but I think one of the things that I see, I went down to his house one day and he's out there mowing his lawn and raking it. I said, Lindy, what are you doing? He says, what keeps me young? And I think that's part of all of the whole thing about, you know, moving into old age. You got to keep the body moving, right. And so he still does a lot of work around his house.
So you do have some retired business people too.
Oh,
so
Bill Graham, Bill Graham,
true.
Dave Silver, from the
Yeah,
rest home.
Dave, I think I just saw turned 90.
I'm 79.
Yeah, and I'm 72. So we have a lot of people in there that have been around for a long time, been Rotarians for a long time. Bill Gardine has been there. Paul Bosco, Dave Converse is a long-time Rotarian. Donovan Cornby. That's just to name a few. And so we've got a lot of veterans. We've got some young people. The club is very healthy. We're moving forward. We have, as I said, we have over 40% women in the club, which has really added. They are great workers. Well, I tell you.
I don't think the Rotary could survive without the women.
Well, I was, yeah.
A great asset.
You guys do know women are the stronger sex.
Absolutely.
No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. We can bluster all we want. So that doesn't. Was there ever a point when women were not allowed in the Rotary? How many years ago did that change?
Oh boy.
You'll have to tell me, because it was before I got there.
I'm just guessing, but I'd say about 15 years ago.
Oh really? Was that recent?
Yeah.
I was in Kiwanis when they voted women into Kiwanis, and that was quite a session. And you know, you lose some people and you gain some people because of it, but there's no doubt in my mind that this has been an incredible benefit to our service organizations. You know, they're great thinkers, they're great workers, they're great organizers, and we're working on a drug and alcohol abuse program, and I had a meeting yesterday and with 3 of the ladies from Rotary, and I'll tell you, I sat back in amazement on their ability to organize and plan, and their knowledge of the topic, and how they get things done. I agree with Jude. Boy, the Rotary would probably be in tough shape if we didn't have them there.
No, this is the 70th annual tournament. Has there ever been any year where you didn't have a tournament, or?
Boy, not that I know of. Because I've only been a Rotarian for 5 years, although I've helped for 20-something. But you know,
I think recently the number of teams have grown quite a bit. You know, earlier in the tournament years, instead of having 30 to 35 teams, they might have had 15 to 20 teams or so. So I think the size of the tournament has really grown recently.
Right. Now, back when you were a younger man growing up here, you had a lot more teams. You had a lot more schools. I wonder if that impacted the size.
Well, it probably did, but there again, when I played back then, they had a 5th and 6th grade sections of the tournament, which we have reinstituted. We now have 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, and we used to travel. I can remember playing in the tournament down in Hardwick, a junior high tournament in Hardwick, but that wasn't a Rotary tournament that I remember. I think we've always had decent numbers, although we've never had, I don't think we've had up in the 35s and 40s, 45s like we've had over in recent years. A lot of it is conflict of vacation time with different schools.
Right.
You had a time when the vacation would be 1 week and another school would be a different week, and so schools outside of our area, like St. Johnsbury, we used to get a lot of teams from St. J, and for a while their vacation schedule was a week different from ours.
Yeah, they played the week after us.
Right, and they hold their own tournament along with Newport Rotary, so generally they're at the same time, so we get together.
Right.
They bring a lot of teams up to ours.
Just out of curiosity, do you know if Steve Clifford passed through the tournament? You know Steve Clifford, Jerry's boy, who is now a professional basketball coach. I'm not sure what team.
Charlotte. He's in Charlotte.
Right, is that it?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
But I suspect he probably passed through your tournament.
Oh, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. He was a great basketball player, and his brother. They were great basketball players. Jerry was a great coach, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised by what he was involved in that, as well as the, the hoop shoot that the Elks put on, the free throw contest. I think back then they were pretty good free throwers, if I remember correctly. But
so again, when is this going to be, and if people want to go, where is it going to be, and how do you go about it?
It starts the 19th of February, Friday.
Saturday and
So
Sunday.
it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the following week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
This is at the high school.
This is at North Country Union High School. Park in the student parking lot over near the Legion, and come in the connecting links where you come into all the high school basketball games.
Right.
And one of the features that we added last year that that I think has been a huge plus is we have on the front of the program, and you can see it there, we have the Rotary website, and we've set it up so that people can enter that into their computers or into their cell phones, and if they're at home or on the road, they can instantly check the scheduling, the scores of games. They can check to see if games have been canceled because of weather. So they don't have to drive all the way here from Orleans to find out who they're playing or what time they're playing, if things have been changed around. We're also going to have a QR reader on the front of the program this year, so you can scan it into your cell phone, and you can instantly tell the scores of the games, the scheduling, the whole ball of wax. So that's been a big plus. We have to thank Paul Manette and Sherry Sullivan for that. The other two of the tech people in the club, and that's been a great help. People love having that.
Yeah, I know we were talking about that beforehand. You think about it, the technology, like even in your tournaments, probably the technology you use compared to 20 years ago is just totally changed.
Yeah.
Now, do you check for deflated balls though?
Well, we leave that up to the referees.
I don't know anything to do with sports. Tell you the truth, all I know is I guess in football you have to have the balls inflated enough. Deflate gate, so you don't have any deflate gates going on.
You'll see the referees before every game. They'll take the ball and hold it up and drop it.
That's right.
It's supposed to bounce a certain height, and so they check them out. So you're going to get some that'll a little bit off. What can you do? But it's a very competitive tournament. The kids, it's like playing in the NBA Finals. They love playing in it. They have a great time. We have alternate teams. Like I say, we give out a medal to one player on both teams every game for sportsmanship. And just even if that's all that the team wins, they are so pleased to have that. We have a sportsmanship team that we select, and generally the coaches are invited to a Rotary meeting and, for lunch and so on and so forth. So we do a lot of things, and we're really pleased and proud of the fact that they play free of charge. We don't charge them to play in this tournament, and never have. So it's kind of a fun thing, and we get really excited about it every year.
Right.
We do give out a sportsmanship award to the team that presents itself in a sportsmanlike way throughout the tournament, and that award is as big as winning the tournament, the sportsmanship award.
Yeah.
In following my kids through sports, I find that the kids are, most of the kids are great sports people, and they behave, but occasionally you'll have a knot-headed parent.
The parents.
It's like, wait a minute here, this isn't the NBA. And I hate to say it, I think the world of coaches, occasionally you'll even have a coach that kind of goes a little bit, but maybe you ought to give a parent good sportsmanship award to show how it's done, because you know, you've probably seen in your time watching parents.
Before each game, we stress sportsmanship, but there are times where we do run into some problems with mostly the parents, to be honest with you.
It's incredibly competitive, and for the most part, parents are great, coaches are great.
Yeah, it only takes one to.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to be a ref. Have you ever refed before?
I was an IABO ref for 20 years. I coached high school, and I officiated high school. I've officiated some college games. I used to officiate the Rotary tournament and junior high games, and I was an IABO referee for 20 years, and I've run into some. I could write a book on some of the situations I've run into with fans and coaches.
You need to. I think you have to be confident, and you have to have thick skin.
Yeah, you do, and you have to know when to jump. I mean, I still have people mad at me from calls I made 40 years ago. It's amazing. And I had one parent a few years ago come up to me in a store and say, "I owe you an apology." And I said, "What for?" He said, "Well, X number of years ago, you threw me out of a game, and I threw a tantrum, and he says, I shouldn't have done that. I owe you an apology. I don't want my son to grow up like that." And I had a lot of respect for the guy coming forward like that, but you do have those that get a little out of control once in a while, and it's to be expected. Even though it's a junior high tournament, boy, there's a lot of pressure on it, a lot of stress, and some of them get so involved, sometimes they forget where they are and they forget what they're doing, and it's like, oh, did I say that?
So what more, we only have a couple more minutes left, what more would you like to tell the viewers?
Well, from my perspective, I would like to say, even if you don't have kids playing in the tournament, come over and watch. It's great entertainment, it's great fun, and you see these young student and athletes that are out there playing, and they're learning the game, they're learning sportsmanship, they're learning teamwork, and it's great camaraderie. You see them after the games hugging and shaking hands with each other, out in the hallways, talking and visiting and so on. It's a great example of what Rotary is trying to do with this tournament, is teach sportsmanship and teamwork. And so if you have, some spare time, come over for an hour or so. Your money helps pay for the tournament. It helps pay for projects we're doing in the community. The more money we make through the gate helps us even that much more, and allows us to put more money back into the community. And also support our sponsors in the ad brochure, because these are people that have been behind this tournament for years and years and years. They understand what we're trying to do with these young kids in this program. So.
Well, I just think it's great. There's between 350 and 400 kids that are involved in this tournament, and what a great way to get to know and get to see some of the younger generation, and nothing like in a sports atmosphere.
Right. So talking about the younger generation, so it appears that the Rotary is going to survive after you guys depart, because a lot of organizations, they're not filling the void with younger members, but I think your group is, though, aren't you? You have younger members joining.
Oh yes, we have a lot of young people in our club. You need to have a blend of the veterans and the young people coming in, I think, and to me the most important thing of any organization in their survival is to keep the people they got, right, and bring new people in. You've got to keep the people in your club busy. You got to keep them active. You have to keep them involved while bringing in new people and adding to the to the membership. And we've been able to do that. I think Jude has been there much longer than I have, but he's seen a lot of very good people come into our club. We have Renee Fontaine that just came in as a member. We have Elliot Spates Marquis, that's a new member. Ellen Stanley is a veteran member, but she's a young lady who has been there for a while and has been a strong leader on a lot of programs that we run, particularly scholarships.
I think the key to it is that the Rotary members are involved in the community.
Right.
And they attract other people. Like all the members are in some way part, like Roger and I golf a lot.
Right.
And we meet a lot of people on the golf course that knows we're Rotarians. And I think most of the Rotarians set a fairly good example of what a good citizen is supposed to be.
Okay. It was great having you on.
Well, thank you for having us on. And we
Thanks.
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And again, if you have some spare time, come over to the tournament. It's a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
And thank you to the viewers for tuning in to another segment of the Northeast Kingdom Voice.